important topic. As women, we must know that we have certain rights and privileges in the society. As per Article 14, guarantees equality before law and equal protection of law of all its citizens. It means that we all are citizens of India. Whether we are from Tamil Nadu or we are from Karnataka, Andhra, Kerala, we all are citizens of India. So all of us are equal before law. The law should protect us. The law should protect me also, and the law should protect you also. We are all equals. The second point is, as per Article 15, 3, 4 and 16, 3, 4, which help to further strengthen the concept of equality by permitting the state to make special provisions for securing the rights of the marginalized sections. It means that every state has the power to legislate with respect to women protection and protection of the marginalized sector. As all of you know that marginalized sector means tribals, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe people, women and senior citizens. For this section, the government can make laws. Please type your name and register number in the chat box. Now we will discuss some of the specific legislation with respect to women. First is the Immoral Traffic Prevention Act 1956. This act is to provide in pursuance of the International Convention signed at New York on 9th day of May 1950 for the prevention of immoral traffic. Immoral traffic should be stopped. That is the aim of this particular law. Next is the Dowry Prohibition Act 1961, which is amended in 1986. This is an act to prohibit the giving or taking of dowry. Dowry must be stopped. Dowry, it is the social evil. In Kerala, it will say that Sridhanam. In Tamil Nadu, it will say that Varadakshina. But this problem exists in every society of India, and this must be stopped at any cost. The Indecent Representation of Women Prohibition Act 1986 in magazines, movies or TV serials, in none of the platforms women should be presented in a very negative manner. Should not be presented in a negative manner. The Commission of Sati Prevention Act 1987. This act to provide for the more effective prevention of the commission of sati and its glorification and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. Whereas sati or the burning or burying alive of widows or women is revolting to the feelings of human nature. As all of you know that sati was very prevalent in most of the societies, especially in North India. When a woman loses her husband, she was forced to die along with him. People will throw her to the fire of the, they will burn that lady along with her husband. Next, Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005. As all of you know that domestic violence now became a norm. It is not an exception. In every society, women facing domestic violence. Violence not only in the form of physical but also mental also. So this situation must be changed. Domestic violence must be stopped in the society. An act to provide for more effective protection of the rights of women guaranteed under the Constitution who are victims of violence of any kind occurring within the family and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. There are many examples of this. For example, women who are in love, if they are loving a person from another community or caste, most of the family members will torture her. Now, next we will discuss the problem of married women. In that in-laws house also, she faces different kinds of abuses and torture. As a child also we faces torture in our family. So this must be stopped. The Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013. The sexual harassment at workplace actually lowering the employability of women. Women are scared to work in those areas because anything can happen. So there must be security for women in the workplace. There should not be any type of sexual harassment in the workplace. An act to provide protection against sexual harassment of women at workplace and for the prevention and redressal of complaints of sexual harassment and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. Whereas sexual harassment results in violation of the fundamental rights of a woman to equality under Articles 14 and 15 of the Constitution and her right to life and to live with dignity under Article 21 of the Constitution. So, Constitution gives us certain rights. As per these rights, we should not be subjected to any kind of torture in the workplace. There should not be any harassment in the workplace. The Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013. The Indian Penal Code 1860 governs the substantive part and the Code of Criminal Procedure Act 1973 along with the Indian Evidence Act 1872 governs the procedural part of the criminal law of the country. In the case of criminal law of the country, there should not be any possible eviction of the criminal. There should be some strict laws that should prevent this type of crimes against women. Next is women related legislation. Indian Penal Code 1860. This act shall be called the Indian Penal Code and shall extend to the whole of India except the state of Jammu and Kashmir. So this will not be applicable to Jammu and Kashmir because Jammu and Kashmir is following their own constitution and Indian constitution is not applicable to them. Every person shall be liable to punishment under this code and not otherwise for every act or omission contrary to the provision thereof of which she shall be guilty within India. So whenever a person commits a crime or does some mistakes, he will be caught under law. Indian Evidence Act 1872. In India, the law of evidence is a very important part of both the system, that is civil and criminal. The word evidence is derived from the Latin word evidere, which means to show clearly or to prove. The Indian Evidence Act is lex fori law, which means the law of the place where the proceeding is being taken. Now we will discuss laws on violence against women, because violence against women became a major problem in the society now. Any type of violence is illegal. Laws about violence against women give additional support to women and families affected by violence. The most significant laws related to violence against women are the Violence Against Women Act and the Family Violence Prevention and Services Act. As all of you know that all these acts are introduced and implemented for the protection of women. Next is Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act of 2013. The main federal law against violence against women is Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act of 2013. Domestic violence and abuse are already against the law. This law provides services and support for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. So whenever a woman is facing problems in the family, she can directly approach the police and the court to protect. So she must be protected from the abusive family. She must be given care and support. So this act gives provision for this. The Family Violence Prevention and Services Act. The Family Violence Prevention and Services Act help victims of domestic violence and their children by providing shelters and resources. Women empowerment schemes. So these are the important legal measures to protect women in our society. So we will go to the next topic called women empowerment schemes. As all of you know that women empowerment is a is an important topic. Each woman should be empowered. Then only she can fight against the abusers. Women should get economic independence. For that, women should get some kind of employment. For employment, she must have education. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao scheme. Second, one-stop center scheme. Third, women helpline scheme. Ujjwala scheme. In Ujjwala scheme, a comprehensive scheme for prevention of trafficking and rescue, rehabilitation and reintegration of victims of trafficking and commercial sexual exploitation. Working Women Hostel. Ministry approves new projects under Ujjwala scheme and continues existing new projects. Swadhar Grade. Supportive training and employment program for women. Nari Shakti Puraskar. Awardees of Sri Shakti Puraskar 2014 and awardees of Nari Shakti Puraskar. Awardees of Rajya Mahila Samman and Sila Mahila Samman. Mahila Police Volunteers. Mahila E-Hath. Mahila Shakti Kendras. Nirbhaya. Amma two-wheeler scheme. So these are the important schemes for women empowerment. Now we will move to women's rights to property. So in a society like India is a patriarchal society. The property is being given to the male child of the family. For example, if you have a brother, your father will give his property to your brother, not to you. That is a major problem in the society. When you are married to someone else, you just can't come to your house and claim the property. So to address this issue, women's right to property was enacted. This makes women absolute owners of their properties. However, not any women are aware of their rights. There is a misconception that women enjoy only limited rights over property besides numerous other restrictions. In most of the societies, people think that a woman, if she is not married, then she has a right over the property of her father. If she is married, she cannot claim the property of her father. This is not right thing. Whether you are married or not, you have the right over the properties of your father and your mother. The Act was amended in 2005 to give equal rights to women. Among the few factors that bind many women across the world together, regardless of religion or language, is the right to property. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now.